Hey everyone, Send Help is directed by Sam Raimi, and that itself should be a reason enough for all of you to go watch this movie in the theater. Let's talk about it. Now, the best way I can describe this film is it's a more wackier, gorier, and a zanier version of Castaway. At its very core, it's an employer and employee relationship gone horribly wrong, and I mean really, really wrong. Rachel McAdams plays Linda Lidl, who is basically a very smart and very knowledgeable employee. She knows her stuff very well. However, she's feeble, she's ignored by everybody, she's awkward, and she loves tuna. Now, there's only one thing that she's looking forward to, and that's the promotion. She feels that she deserves this promotion, and basically, she wants to be a vice president, and she is the one for it. However, the new CEO, that is Bradley, is played by Dylan O'Brien. Instead of giving the promotion to her, he gives it to his friend and former fraternity member, Donovan. Basically, he was playing the game of favorites. Now, this really ticks her off. She is not okay with this. She gets emotional. We can always see the signs that she's going to go nuts in the future in this film. It's basically her first step towards her road to insanity. Now she has had enough. She goes to Bradley and says, "Look, I need this promotion. This is mine. I don't know why you gave it to me." She confronts him. Bradley is surprisingly impressed with this, and he gives another chance. He tells her to accompany him to Bangkok, where he's going to finalize a merger. Basically, they're going on an aircraft, and if she proves herself, she gets the job. Now she is all right with this, and she's quite elated. However, I'm not sure if he really meant this or he's just trying to escape, because he already has shown that he's disgusted with her. He finds her awkward, and he wants to put her in a dead end office. So I'm not really sure how truthful he was. But however, they get on a plane and things go as planned. However, do they? Because this is where things take a horrible turn. The plane crashes. It plummets right into the ocean. Everything breaks apart. His friends are instantly killed. And only Bradley and Linda are left alive, and they are washed on an island. Now, when they come to his island, the audience realize that this is not just the desertion. It's not like they are away from their normal lives. They're far away from everything they hold dear. They're far away from any sign of help. No, they're not just desperate. It's a major power shift. Back in his office, he was the boss. He was the man. Everybody looked up to him. She was the loser. However, here she's the boss and he's the loser, because she knows how to survive. She knows how to make food. She knows how to make shelter. She knows how to make a raft. She knows how to put fire, rather make it. However, this guy does not know anything. He's just lying there, injured. He's heavily reliant on her for his survival. So basically, the dependency shifts. And this causes a major change in the pacing and the tone of this movie. I must say at this point, Rachel McAdams gives an Oscar-worthy performance. I just love the performance in this film. She makes this film for me. And I'm not surprised that her face was put on the posters, and I think it's for a good reason. I love the way she portrays a very feeble and a meek character in the beginning, but slowly transcends to a confident, more in charge, and ultimately a crazier version of this. It's really scary. It's a psychological thriller at its best. In fact, I would classify this movie as a psychological thriller and a dark comedy. And it can be very much compared, the craziness, the gore can very much be compared to American Psycho, another great black comedy movie. Of course, no movie of Sam Raimi is complete without his staples. He has this tradition where he takes elements from his previous film and puts it in his latest films, just to show that he's in touch with his previous work, his previous movies. In this, I could see a lot of Evil Dead vibes. Again, it's a completely different movie in a different setting, but if you notice some scenes where, for example, in a plane crash, there is one of his friends is zombified. Basically, his face is all disfigured, and he just crashes onto the window. They were giving a jump scare, and also there is a hallucination of a zombie coming up and just scaring our character. So basically, and a lot of gore and the craziness, it all reminds me of this Evil Dead. I could really picture that in here. But one thing surprises me: where is Bruce Campbell? I mean, he's one of Raimi's best guys. I mean, he's not there in this film, at least in some capacity. I can't say I'm not disappointed. I half expected him to be the owner of the mysterious mansion in the island, which Linda apparently discovers and basically takes advantage of. She basically gets her resources from there. Now, I wish that was the case, but however, he does make a small cameo, a small smidgen of cameo, if you will, a cameo of cameo. Basically, he's portrayed in a frame, a small frame with his wife, which he gets stored in the bin. So basically, that's it. That's all you see of this guy here. Now, one of the reasons I find that Rachel McAdams' character, that's Linda, is so well versed with the island, she knows to survive so well, she's so resourceful, is because she's a survivor. She loves to survive. In fact, survival is one of her major themes. She watches survival shows. Basically, she's trying to audition for a role in there. So that is the thing. So I guess that explains why she's so affluent on the island. She knows how to get about. Whereas Dylan's character is not so. Now Dylan O'Brien in this movie plays a very unusual character. I mean, sure, he does it well, but if you noticed his previous films, he always plays the good guys. He always plays ones you love, you want to root for, or at least they are pleasant to root for. I mean, you like them, you like their nature. However, in this, at least in the beginning, he's a dick. He's just not likable at all. He is like, you just want him to die. You want something bad to happen to him, and this movie does not end well for him. Does not end well at all. So I guess that's a good thing. I don't know, because as this movie goes further, I have a dilemma. Who do I root for? I mean, at first I hated his character. I loved Linda's character. However, as the movie proceeds forward, it's a complete opposite. I mean, I don't know who to root for, because she's screwed up in her own way. She is not psychologically stable, or she becomes unstable later on. She in fact kills people. She kills people who have done basically nothing to her, really. I mean, they've not done absolutely nothing to her. She feels guilt. She feels remorse, but she keeps doing it anyways. But so I'm not sure who is the worst here. So it's a constant tug of war. I don't know who to root for. So did you guys face the same thing in this movie? I don't know, but for me, that really kept me in the movie. It really kept me at the edge of my seat. And very few movies do that. In fact, when I saw this movie in the trailer, I knew this was one of those movies I'm going to like. It's impossible for me to not like this movie. And that's the case. There are a few movies like that where you're going to like the movie. This movie is going to be a blast, and it was. The cinematography is a standout. It's amazing. Kudos to the cinematographer as well as Sam Raimi for the excellent camera work. And this movie is shot for the theaters. So do watch it in the theaters, guys. I'm sure many of you have watched it by now. This movie is meant for theater. Don't wait for it to come to streaming. Don't wait for it to come on torrents. Don't wait for it to come on physical media. No. You go watch it in the theater, pay the premium price. It is worth it. It is meant for theater. I mean, the cinematography and the camera work shows this. The film ends on a high note for Linda. She ends up as a celebrity. She tells a survivor story. She becomes a self-help guru. It becomes very lucrative. Now she's a celebrity. So it's not just a horror movie. It's not just supposed to be a gory movie or a slasher movie. No, it's a redemption arc for our character, who was basically looked down upon in the first film, in the first scene of this movie. So I would say for those who was rooting for her, this ends well. For those who actually felt sorry for the Bradley, well, it doesn't end well for him at all. So Sam Raimi has proven that he's a master of tones. He can balance the tones really well. It doesn't have to be one single movie. It doesn't have to be a horror movie. It does not have to be a comedy movie. It doesn't have to be, I don't know, an action movie. No, he can blend all of these wonderfully and make us not be confused about what's going on. He just knows how to portray the tones really well. The balance of tone is amazing in this. So what do you guys think? Do you like this movie? Did you find this amazing? If you didn't, I would be surprised. It's great, guys. It's perfect. I love it. So comment down below. Let me know what you think. And of course, do subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me as a growing reviewer. And watch out for my further reviews. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.